Hello, hello. Welcome to a game called Letters from the Past Undusted, or the other way around. I'm going to be playing a demo of this game, just kind of want to get a rough idea of the game. But it has officially released now. It released on the 13th of October 2025, and it's only £8.50, which is probably about $10 full price. So pretty happy with that, honestly. But I just saw this game recommended by someone on my Steam friend list, and you know, it just looks very cozy and adorable, but also potentially emotional and heavy. So I'm not sure if this is a game I would recommend for everyone, but if you're feeling a story-rich, cozy, relaxing, casual game, maybe this is one. So I'm just going to read you the description real quick. It is a casual game in which you clean and restore dirty items. Experience the opening chapters of Adora's story as she returns to a long-neglected house. Enjoy the satisfying audio visuals featuring sensually designed sounds and graphics. The tags are simulation, relaxing, casual, cozy, and story-rich. And the developer is 5min Lab Corp. And the publisher is Toge Productions, or Togi Productions. And yeah, I just kind of want to jump into this. I'm gonna go completely blind, don't know really much about this at all. I just wanted to have a look at it. But I saw the trailer and I was just like, yep, I think this would be interesting. So when I think of my family home, the first things that come to mind are the glittering lake and the gently sloping hills. After walking through the bustling streets over the hills and along the lakeside, my house and its bright red roof came into view. I would chat with Mum and Dad as we passed through the front gate together, and the big lemon tree in the yard would always greet us. For someone like me who lacked the courage to return, maybe what I needed was an excuse, any excuse, no matter how small. It's been a long time since I last came back. I should tidy up the place. I suppose now's the right time. For the time being, it's the least I can do. The key. Here it is. It's rusted all over. I'll have to clean it before I can use it. Let's do this. So we can zoom in and out, okay. Oh yeah, this is soothing. So close to that 40%. Where am I missing here? So close. So unbelievably close. Come on, 0.1%. There we go. Hold right click and drag the mouse around. Ah, there we go. Beautiful. Alright. Let's clean the sides first. I do love how there's so many cleaning games and power simulator games and, you know, cleaning simulators and all sorts of variations out there nowadays, and they're so popular too. And it is kind of ironic because obviously a lot of us in our day-to-day lives, we don't like cleaning, or, you know, some people do for sure, but the majority, you know, they don't want to clean, they don't want to do every single possible thing. Reaching 99% will enable the wrap-up button, finishing cleaning by 100% cleaning progress, or pressing the wrap-up button. Alright, cool. Obviously, yeah, that kind of varies, and everyone's different to themselves, basically. But it's crazy how much of a market this has become to play these kind of games. Like, Unpacking is a fine example of a fantastic game. If you've never played or seen it, I definitely recommend it. I don't know where this last 100% could be, so I'm going to wrap it up, but... Memories under the dust. When was the last time this place was cleaned? There's so much dust that I can barely breathe. Where should I even start? Well, probably quite a few objects, I imagine. The house key hadn't been used in a long time. After being neglected for so long, the house was so heavily laden with dust and I needed a mask to breathe normally. I opened a window and started clearing out some of the dust. When it was cleaning day, I used to be in charge of the floors. Mum took care of the furniture and Dad handled the windows and any tool places that were out of reach. I closed my eyes, I could almost hear it all again. The sound of Mum's wiping down the furniture, Dad's humming. Alright, let's clean this. So the reason I said at the start of this game, this video, sorry, or that the game might be emotional is because I imagine the parents are no longer with us, or maybe just different timeline or future or whatever, but from what I can tell, you know, there's going to be a lot of nostalgia and memories and looking back on her life or whatever. So it could be maybe a little bit heavy for some people, myself included, to be honest, but yeah, I sometimes I need a cozy chill game, and I thought, why not share this with YouTube, and maybe someone will find some enjoyment from this, and maybe someone will, you know, want to get this game for themselves and go through it at their own pace. So thank you for clicking this video, and just thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Mum was a serious and careful person. When I was young, she often told me it was dangerous to go in the kitchen or attic alone. But the more someone told me not to do something, the more I wanted to do it. As do we all. One day when Mum and Dad were out, I excitedly went into the kitchen to examine the cupboard that was just barely within reach. My heart was pounding as I opened the cupboard. There were many beautiful porcelain teacups, and I took out one I thought was the prettiest. Suddenly the front door opened with a creak. Someone was back. Crash. It was the sound of the porcelain breaking on the floor. The teacup had slipped out of my hands. The sharp sound of shattering porcelain froze me in place. I heard Mum urgently calling my name. When she came into the kitchen, saw what had happened, her face had frozen. Her face was so pale and stern. I had never seen her look like that before. Alright, so let's give this a little spongy. Get the majority of the initial stuff off. Then we'll switch to the toothbrush. Or the brush. Might not be a toothbrush. I mean, it looks very much like one, so I'm going to call it that, but I could very well be wrong. But yeah, I just love these kind of games. Like, it's just weird that when you put it into a game form, it seems so much better, but then you get tasked to do it IRL in, you know, your day-to-day life or whatever. It's just like, ugh, such a slog, you know. But hey, let me go and clean in this video game here rather than do it IRL. It's unlocked. Okay. And I think this game you know, is one of many out there, but seeing this recommended by someone today, it's just what I needed. I needed something kind of cozy and chill, but at the same time, it's not even just that. Like, I needed something that was gonna have more of a reason to do it, you know? And I think the way that this game so far is great, because it's there's actually like a reason to do it. There's a story behind it. There's reasoning for why she's cleaning. Rather than just, hey, power wash this and, you know, clean this area of this game. And I really like that about the look of this game. I could probably already tell you that based on these two small interactions we've had, I'm probably going to pick up the full price game. Because I'm loving this. And everyone's different when I say this, but for me personally, sometimes I feel like I need to watch something emotional or play something with emotion behind it, or, you know, I just want to feel a little bit more. I know that may sound a little bit odd, but I don't do it nearly enough. Sometimes it just helps me stay grounded, you know? Helps me think in my own headspace. I sound crazy. Yeah, I'm not fully crazy, just a little tiny bit. How do we see hints, though, is the question. Ah, oh, wow. That is amazing. Okay, yeah, I'm buying this game. I will tell you right now, this game is 1000% being purchased. Thank you, devs. Beautiful. There you go. The right shape. Mum, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break it. Adora, are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere? Mum, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. And I even broke one of the teacups. It's okay, Adora. Everything's okay as long as you aren't hurt. Porcelain teacup that barely intact, one of my mum's most treasured possessions. Sounds like we had a good mum right there. After giving me a big hug, she started to carefully gather the shards and porcelain in silence. I still couldn't forget how she had looked at that broken teacup. The next day, I secretly retrieved the shards from the trash and clumsily glued everything back together. Then I returned the fragile teacup to its place in the cupboard, hoping that Mum would feel better after seeing it. When Mum discovered the teacup later, she murmured, "This looks more like the right shape." I didn't understand why, but her smile looked bitter. Little pocket watch. Dad was a bright and cheerful man. He never shied away from trying new things. He loved buying all sorts of digital tech, unlike Mum, who was more old school and preferred analog devices. However, Dad always carried around a traditional pocket watch. It was a gift from Mum, its surface adorned with her namesake, a lily. I think that whenever Dad looked at that pocket watch, he felt that Mum was right by his side. Shortly after I had started high school, that pocket watch fell silent for good. Okay. Dad, how are you doing? Are you still cracking jokes over there? I don't think I'm doing that well. I'm sorry. Probably do that last, I imagine. Try and get some of this rust off and whatnot. Okay, so you only get the hint like halfway or over halfway through. That's totally fair, to be honest. I respect that completely. Oops. Getting too hopeful with that, aren't I? Press the button. Oh. Oh, wow. That's cool. I love that. That's great detail. Okay, let's grab the toothbrush. It is so unbelievably satisfying to look at. Genuinely. This is another one of those games I just never even heard of, and, you know, luckily I'm always browsing for new games or ideas, and, you know, I try and pay attention to some of the people that post reviews and recommendations on Steam, you know, friends or not. I always try and keep an eye out for everything, more or less. And it's clear to me that we've found another one. Use the cloth in the upper right corner to clean the pocket watch face glass. Let me do this first, and then we will do that. Beautiful. There we go. Echoes of the past, frozen time. Dora, how many times have I told you to not call the office directly? You're usually back by now, and I couldn't get in touch with you. Oh, I'm sorry. I got caught up in work and completely lost track of time. I'll make sure to check my phone more often from now on. But please, text instead of call. Alright. Oh yeah, Mum, I was cleaning my room earlier, and I found the cassette player Dad gave me. I'm sorry, Adora, but I still have a lot of work to do. Don't wait for me, and make sure you don't go to bed too late. Mum, wait, oh, this poor kid. A broken pocket watch, its time just remains eternally frozen, just like my family's. Dad's absence left an irreparable void in our family. I desperately needed Mum, but she drowned herself in work. As if she wanted to forget Dad and maybe me and everyone else. Days passed and we barely spoke or even saw each other. I kept telling myself that I had to try and understand her, that she was raising me all by herself now. But my grief and sorrow became nearly unbearable, and they kept me awake at night. Things would have been much easier if I just blamed her. Yet, whenever I saw Mum so exhausted and fatigued, sadness came before anger. I hated her for leaving me alone, but at the same time it pained me to see her eroding away. Back then, I had this naive hope that maybe I could be a source for comfort for Mum. I had no idea how completely that hope would be broken. Alright, well there you go. There is a short kind of insight as to what this game is. As I said from the very start of the video, I imagined it was going to be quite emotional, and clearly it is exactly that. However, this does look like a game that I personally would enjoy. I'm not sure if I would play the full game on YouTube. Obviously, that is up to you. If you would like me to do that, I'm more than happy to. Not a problem at all. But I know a lot of people out there don't necessarily seek emotional styled games, story heavy games in that sense. However, I could be wrong. For me personally, I love this kind of stuff. As I said, it kind of grounds me a little bit and just kind of, I don't know, it makes me think a little bit, and that's sometimes not a bad thing. But yeah, that was the demo for Undusted Letters from the Past. As I said, the full game has released. It is quite cheap. I don't know how long the game is. I imagine probably not more than a few hours, because ultimately I don't imagine the developers would want to drag it or anything like that. You can't exactly do like a 10-hour game from this, but maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I really enjoyed this, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. If you are still here, I very, very much appreciate your time, and just thank you. As always, leave a like on the video if you would like to support me. Comment what you think of this game, and if it is something that you would like me to do a series of, maybe we could do X amount of, you know, items cleaned and memories touched upon per episode or something. Or even a full playthrough in one episode. I'm not sure how long the game is, I'll have to check. But that is going to be completely up to you guys. So if you did enjoy this, please let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out some of the other content on the channel. There is a mixture of lots of varieties. But I promise it's not all just horror and stuff like that. I just play a mix of everything. And that's the way I'm always going to be. Variety content is for me. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. As always, take care of yourselves, be safe, have an amazing rest of your day, and hopefully I will catch you in the near future. But until then, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.